This video follows the installation of a Groeneveld automated greasing system. This particular system is a single-line EP0 solution. Each installation is uniquely tailored to the vehicle it is designed to service. This Peterbilt truck configuration has standard drum brakes and a compensator fifth wheel. The installation begins with a complete kit supplied in a box. This kit includes a pneumatic pump, pre-filled lines, and 4 distribution blocks with injectors and a timer. The pump is first prepared by adding any necessary connectors, any additional labels, and some minor hose management. This is prior to being affixed to the chassis of the truck. A bracket to hold the pump is bolted onto the vehicle, making sure to stay clear of existing installed systems. The pump is then attached to the bracket and then connected to the nearby air tank of the truck. The main grease line is then fed from the pump to the other side of the truck. There, thanks to a T-junction, the main line is now redirected both to the front and to the rear of the vehicle. It will be connected to the distribution blocks later. Throughout the installation, the technician will zip tie the grease and electrical lines to the existing network of hoses from the truck factory installation. This ensures that the lines follow a safe route, staying clear of any moving parts or danger of being damaged or ripped off. Zip ties are used every 6 inches to provide a clean, professional finish. However, for safety purposes, ABS brake lines are not zip tied. At this time, the technician usually installs the distribution blocks at the rear of the truck. The ideal location changes depending on the truck models, but in this case, both blocks are located under the fifth wheel plate. The rear main line will supply 2 distribution blocks. The block on the left-hand side services all the grease points under the chassis, in this case the S-cam and slack adjuster for each wheel. The block on the right services the 10 grease points of the compensator fifth wheel. Where necessary, the technician will add anchors to control the path of the grease lines. This second block is the end of the grease line for the rear part of the system. The fifth wheel is not pre-filled with grease from the factory. Here we see the technician using a handheld grease gun to fill in the cavity through the compensator saddle point. He then installs the compression fitting and secondary line connecting that point to the distribution block. The front main line supplies 2 distribution blocks as well. Combined, they will service 17 grease points covering the ball joints, S-cams, slack adjusters, kingpins, and transmission. The passenger side distribution block is the end of the grease line for the front part of the system. Once the system is complete, with every grease point addressed, a timer is installed under the dashboard in the cabin. The placement of the timer is to ensure that it is accessible, but limit the amount of interaction with the truck operator. The objective is to set the timer at the ideal predetermined setting and let it be. Adjustments can be made by the maintenance staff. Now that the timer is installed, the ignition is turned on and the system tested so as to bleed the main line only, thus expelling any trapped air. Once grease starts coming out of the two system ends, those terminal brass screws are secured and the excess grease wiped off. The installation is complete.